What is up, everybody? My name is BVMSerious, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. Today we are going to be checking out some Go Battle League battles with the Pokemon Cherrim. They brought back the Great League and Ultra League as well yesterday, which I was really waiting for because I really wanted to do some more battles with Cherrim. Before the Great League actually ended, I had invested into Cherrim, and this Pokemon is actually a beast. With the move of Weather Ball, you're able to just spam it on opponents. It's absolutely crazy. And not only that, but I also invested into a Galarian Stunfisk as well, as you can kind of see right here. Yes, we're going to be running the team of Cherrim with Bullet Seed, Weather Ball, and Dazzling Gleam instead of Solar Beam. Obviously, I won't be able to counter the Mud Boys as good as I would be able to, but obviously with Dazzling Gleam, I'll be able to counter different things like Umbreons or Sableye or even Altaria, and it really does take opponents by surprise. We also have Galarian Stunfisk with Mudshot, Rock Slide, and Earthquake, and my Azumarill for extra bulk with Bubble, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so first battle we have the Limelight 80 as our first opponent. So we're going in with Cherrim. She leads off with the Azumarill. Okay, so they might think they'll be able to stay in. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so they do bail out. That's perfectly fine. And they bail into a Deoxys in defense form. So we're going to go on ahead and go straight for Weather Balls here. And obviously this will be doing neutral damage to the defense Deoxys. Alright, so Weather Ball going through. Does a fair amount of neutral damage. We got another Weather Ball already. They do not shield it. I think I'm actually going to go on and hit. Ooh, there we go. Wow, got it on the charge move. Alright, so we're going into our own Azumarill here. And I bet this is probably... Oh, no, it's a Thunderbolt. Oh, my gosh. I was hoping that was going to be a Rock Slide, but I guess they knew that was probably going to be going into a Azumarill. I'm going to try and go for Ice Beam here. Okay, so they've got another charge move off. Probably going to be another Thunderbolt, and I'm going to want to shield this. Alright, it is another Thunderbolt. It's a good thing I did actually shield that. Gonna try and farm up on a little bit of extra energy. Now we're gonna go straight for the Ice Beam here. If this does connect, this will be taking out the defense Deoxys. Alright, Ice Beam going through. They do decide to let their defense form Deoxys go down. Totally fine by us. Alright, and they do decide to go back into their own Azumarill here. We are gonna go straight for the Hydro Pump, try to get some nice neutral damage in. Hydro Pump going through. Well, obviously I didn't mean neutral damage, but obviously more damage than I would with like an Ice Beam. Alright, so charge move going through. This might be a Hydro Pump, maybe even a Dazzling Gleam, or no, Play Rough. It is a Play Rough, and this will be taking out the Azumarill. Alright, we're going to go back into Cherrim here, see if we can threaten them. Okay, so another charge move going through. Could be Ice Beam, we don't want that to hit. Alright, so that was an Ice Beam, so good thing I actually decided to shield that. They do decide to bail into Altaria. So this is going to be a Dazzling Gleam, and if they do decide to let this go through, this will be doing some super effective damage. Alright, Dazzling Gleam going through, and they don't shield it. See that damage? That is just absolutely insane. Oh, they had like 2 shields too. They easily could have beat me. I mean, I was getting worried there for a second. I bet they were not expecting that Dazzling Gleam though. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that damage from Dazzling Gleam on a Cherrim is insane. Alright, moving into round 2, we have Codename 1012 as our next opponent. And they lead off with a Lantern. Okay, so this will be a nice little matchup for Cherrim. Obviously, we're not going to want to go for Weather Ball. Alright, they do bail right away. They bail into an Altaria. We're going to actually opt to stay in. We're going to try and go for the Dazzling Gleam here. Alright, so charged attack going through. This will be a Sky Attack. We're going to shield it. We want to get this Dazzling Gleam off. So here we go, Dazzling Gleam about to go through. This will be doing super effective damage, as you just saw in the last battle. Our Dazzling Gleam going through. They do not shield it. Look at that. That is just absolutely insane. We decide to bail into our Galarian Stunfisk right away. And we're going to get this Rock Slide off. This will be finishing off the Altaria if they decide not to shield it. Rock Slide going through. They do decide to let it beat their Altaria. Alright, so it is, it's a Shift Tree. Alright, so we're going to want to be really careful here because Leaf Blade is going to be doing a lot of damage to Galarian Stunfisk. We want to be very careful. Alright, so Rock Slide going through. does a lot of nice neutral damage to the shift tree. And obviously this is going to be a leaf blade. It looks like they built up enough energy for 2. I'm going to want to be very careful. Okay, so this is the leaf blade, and because of the steel typing, he is able to resist it a little bit. Alright, so we got another rock slide going through. Alright, this time we do get a shield. That is perfectly fine by us. Alright, we are not going to shield this. I think we're going to go ahead and let our Galarian Stunfisk go down. Leaf Blade going through, and it does finish off our Galarian Stunfisk. That is totally fine. We still have Cherrim in the back, up at it with a few weather balls here. I don't know if that's going to be a foul play. I'm going to shield and respect that it's a foul play. Okay, so no, that was a Leaf Blade. We're going to build to this weather ball and try to do as much damage to the shift tree as possible. So there we go, weather ball now going through. They do decide to shield it. Oh, so it is a foul play, and that's gonna get our Cherrim pretty close to dying. So we need a bail into our Azumarill, and now the opponent and respectively comes in with the Lantern. So this is not looking very good at all. We're gonna go for the Hydro Pump and see if we can just try to turn this match around as much as we can. So obviously there's really not much else I can do right now. So the Hydro Pump did a fair amount of damage to the Lantern, but he's going to be able to get Thunderbolts off, and this is going to be doing a lot of super effective damage to my Azumarill. Alright, so yeah, that was a Thunderbolt that nearly gets our Azumarill low. Alright, so we do get to another Hydro Pump. Alright, so it gets it low, but even that is just not going to be enough. So I think I pretty much screwed this match for myself. So I think fighting that shift tree is actually what ended up screwing me over there. Obviously, it was doing quite a bit to my Galarian Stunfisk, and I didn't want that to happen. Alright, so we do see a Defense Deoxys on the lead, so this is totally fine with us. I think we're just going to go for a couple back-to-back weather balls and try and get as much damage in as possible. Alright, so it's going to be a Rock Slide going through. Does not quite finish off our Cherrim, but obviously we want to try and get these weather balls off so that we can do as much damage to the Defense Deoxys as possible. So here we go, here's our first weather ball. We are able to get to a second one. Second weather ball going through. Gets them below half. Will we get to a third weather ball in time? Yep, we do get to a third weather ball. Will they decide to shield it? Alright, weather ball going through, and they are going to be able to farm us down. They're going to be able to maintain switch advantage, which is not good at all. Charge move going through. This might be a Rock Slide or Thunderbolt. Either way, it's going to be resisted by the Stunfisk. So yeah, there we go. Thunderbolt does absolutely nothing to the Galarian Stunfisk. And of course, the counter damage does add up. We do beat the Deoxys, and they come in with a Meganium, so that is not good for us. Let's see if we can try and get an Earthquake off. Alright, Earthquake going through. They don't shield it. I'm actually going to go on ahead and swap into a Azumarill. Alright, so they bail right away, and they go into a Bastiodon. So again, things are not looking good. We're going to try and actually go for a Hydro Pump here, and this will be doing super effective damage if it goes unshielded. Bastiodon is a very bulky Pokemon. Definitely not the best Pokemon to be using on the lead, but let's see. Alright, so we have maybe a Stone Edge going through. I'm totally confident my Azumarill is able to take a full Stone Edge. Yep, there we go. We're going to try and farm up on energy here against the Bastiodon. And do we get him down? Alright, we do get him down. And we have enough Ice Beams that we can destroy this Meganium. Alright, so we're going to go on ahead and shield here. So that's going to be a Frenzy Plant that would be taking out the Azumarill from this range. We have an Ice Beam ready. And here we go. We got an Ice Beam ready for the Meganium. Our Ice Beam going through. I do expect them to shield, so they do decide to shield. So smart move on their end. Do we get to another Ice Beam in time? We do get to another Ice Beam in time. Alright, so we're going to try and see if we can use our Azumarill as a sack swap. Alright, so it's going to be either another Frenzy Plant or an Earthquake. Let's just respect that it's going to be an Earthquake. Alright, so it is an Earthquake, so good thing we did decide to shield. That is absolutely insane. Alright, so here we go. We got another Rock Slide ready. Right, Rock Slide going through. It gets the Meganium pretty low. Will this be enough? Alright, yes, we do get to the other Rock Slide, thank goodness. And Rock Slide going through, this will be finishing off the Meganium, and that is going to be a good round 3. Alright, moving into round 4, we have Jiver G, and they lead off with the Galarian Stunfisk. This is absolutely perfect for us. Weather Ball will still be doing super effective damage because of Stunfisk's steel typing, and they are opting to stay in, so okay. That's definitely going to be a Rock Slide, and I'm fine taking one at least. Obviously, it's not going to be doing a whole lot to Cherrim, and they are still opting to stay in. So we're going to go straight for the Weather Ball and try to get as much super effective damage as possible. Weather Ball going through, they decide to let it go through, and it does a lot of super effective damage. Looks like they might be going for something else though. Alright, so it is a Rock Slide. I guess they were trying to build up to a couple of them. Alright, so, oh, they just swapped into their Azumarill. Alright, so they swapped on my charge move. Pretty smart of them. Let's see if we can get to the Dazzling Gleam. Alright, Dazzling Gleam going through, does some really nice neutral damage, and they are able to get a charge move off. Gonna be the Ice Beam, and this will be taking out our Cherrim. Alright, yep, Ice Beam going through, our Cherrim goes down. We're gonna go into our own Azumarill here. Alright, so we got to a Hydro Pump. This will be doing a nice amount of damage to the Azumarill if this goes in shielded. Hydro Pump going through, they decide not to shield it. I think that might be a play rough. Okay, no, it's a Hydro Pump. Alright, so it's a Hydro Pump, and this will be taking out the Azumarill. Alright, so what do we got next? We have it's a Shift Tree. Alright, so this is going to be really bad for us, because obviously those Leaf Blades are going to be doing a lot of damage. Alright, so we got an Ice Beam ready. Obviously, we want to be very careful, because Shift Tree is a pretty deadly Pokemon. He may be a very glassy Pokemon, but at the same time, he's also pretty strong and very deadly. Alright, so it looks like he's trying to store up energy here. We're going to want to be very careful. We're going to go straight for Rock Slides here. We'll be doing some decent neutral damage toward the Shift Tree. Alright, so there we go. We actually got one that connected. Alright, so we are going to try and build to an Earthquake. Will we get it in time? Alright, so they get to the charge move in time. This is probably going to be an Earthquake. No doubt about it. Alright, it is an Earthquake. And it nearly one-shots the Stunfisk. Got a Rock Slide here ready. Rock Slide now going through. And I see what they did. They farmed up energy, and I think I actually screwed this match over for myself too. Alright, so Rock Slide going through. Alright, moving into round 5 for this video, we have Kiyohaiku as our next battler. He has a Azumarill on the lead, but will he opt to stay in is the real question, because obviously Ice Beam would be threatening Cherrim either way. Alright, so it looks like they are opting to stay in. We're going to want to be very careful of that Ice Beam. Alright, so it's definitely going to be an Ice Beam, no doubt about it. We're going to want to shield this. So it is an Ice Beam going through. Let's see if we can actually try and shield bait him with a Weather Ball. Alright, Weather Ball going through. We do get a shield that is absolutely perfect. And can we get to this Dazzling Gleam in time? We do get to the Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam going through. Does a fair amount of damage. And you know what? This is going to be another Ice Beam. We're going to go on ahead and let this hit us. I think we're going to go on ahead and actually just go for a Weather Ball now. So here we go, another Weather Ball going through. And this gets the Azumarill pretty low. Obviously, our Cherrim just went down. We're going to go on ahead straight into the Azumarill. See if we can try and farm up some energy here. Alright, so it looks like we're pretty much just going back and forth, just exchanging baubles between each other. Alright, so it's going to be another Ice Beam. Good thing I did not shield that. And obviously we're just looking to farm down this Azumarill. And that is it for the Azumarill. What does our opponent bring in? Alright, so it is a Steel type. It is a Registeel. We're going to go on ahead and go straight for the Hydro Pump here. Alright, Hydro Pump now going through. They do decide to shield it. This now leaves the Registeel vulnerable should I actually decide to bring in my Galarian Stunfisk. But we're not going to do that just yet. Alright, here we go. So we got a Flash Cannon going through. We're going to go straight for the Hydro Pump here. Hydro Pump now going through. Let's go ahead and go straight into the Galarian Stunfisk and try to get as much damage in as possible. Alright, so that might either be a Flash Cannon or a Focus Blast. Let's respect that it's going to be a Focus Blast and shield it. It is a Focus Blast, a good thing we do decide to shield that. And we are still up at it with Galarian Stunfisk. And here we go, so we got a Rock Slide going. They do decide to swap into a Hypno on the charge move. Good thing that I did not use Earthquake. So, oh wow. Okay, so Rock Slide didn't really do a whole lot of damage, but obviously we want to get rid of this Hypno right away. Alright, so Rock Slide is really just chipping away at the Hypno, but will we be able to turn this match around? Alright, so they do have a charge move coming off. I don't know what it's going to be. Alright, so it's going to be a Shadow Ball. Does a fair amount of damage to the Stun Fist. Come on, will we be able to turn this match around? And, alright, so will Mud Shots be enough? Alright, I think I know what we're going to do. We're going to swap on the charge move. There we go. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just insane swap right there. So it's going to be an Ice Punch, and obviously that is not going to be enough. Alright, we got to destroy this Registeel from this range. Come on, will it be enough? Alright, so they do decide to go for the charge move right away. Going to be the Flash Cannon. This will be taking out the Azumarill. And we should be able to finish off from this range, and yes we do. That is absolutely perfect. That got me worried for a second, but I'm glad I actually swapped on the charge move when I did, so that I actually had enough health on my Stun Fist to finish off the Registeel. There we go. That is at least 3 of my 5 battles won. We're going to go on ahead and claim our rewards here. Let's see what this is. It's a Beldum. Okay, I'm fine with that. Alright, let's go on ahead and claim our rank rewards. Where does that put us? Alright, puts us a little higher than usual, but we're still not quite there to rank 9. I did some sets yesterday. I went like 5-0 on one set, and the second set actually ended up tanking my rating because I only won 1 out of my 5 battles, which I was not hoping for. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much it for showcasing Cherrim. Not a very bad Pokemon. It only takes 10,000 Stardust and 25 candies to give it a second move, so really not a bad investment. And if you want my opinion, I highly recommend that you too also invest into a Cherrim. It's a very good Pokemon to run on your team. Very good at threatening your opponents, especially with Weather Ball, because Weather Ball does a really good amount of chip damage to your opponent. So yeah, anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Also leave a like and a comment, won't hurt either. But anyways, that is it for me today. I'm BVMSerious, and I hope you guys have a seriously amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. Our Dazzling Gleam going through, and they don't shield it. See that damage? That is just absolutely insane. Oh,